Hello, welcome back to Star Citizen, where actually 3.0 has hit less than a week ago, like directly when the holidays started, and I was heading back to my parents, and I thought, yay, thank you, I wanted to try this, and now I only have my laptop, which has an amazing performance. Well, 3.0 doesn't have an amazing performance either way, so in any event, let's check out some of the new features in 3.0. So let's start by getting our ship. Actually, because of a strange bug, I have more ships available than I should. I should only have the Drake Cutlass Black and the Drake Dragonfly as ships. I have the Aurora still as a ship because before 3.0 that was kind of my secondary ship that I upgraded to the Dragonfly. When I upgraded to the Dragonfly, I still kept the Aurora for some reason. I don't know. And the Merlin was the loaner ship for the Dragonfly, but since the Dragonfly is fully there, I shouldn't have the Merlin either. It's kind of weird, but in any event, let's get the Cutlass. Alright, B4. So, 3.0, you'll notice that quite a few things have changed. One of the major changes is there's a much more thorough interaction mode now, like in order to open the door I have to press this airlock button by heading into interaction mode with F and then clicking on that. Same here. Could you maybe make up your mind if you want to go in or outside? Thank you. However, this interaction mode also has this distinct advantage that it can be context sensitive and that you can also give people more than one option. Oh, that's the wrong pad. Oops, B4, not B2. In any event, also the vital system has been expanded, like we can see on the lower left that when I start running then the heart rate goes up, also the oxygen usage goes up by quite a lot, and the oxygen tank will deplete much faster. So there's also that. And as I mentioned in the last episode, the Cutlass is finally here with its reworked version. It's a little bit smaller, strangely enough, but it's all around better than the version before was. So let's open the back door. Head inside. Let's maybe get some light here. Thank you. Let's close it. You may wonder what these crates in here are doing. I actually picked up some trade commodities when I was flying it the last time, and I wanted to sell them here, but Port Olis I didn't want to buy it, so they're still in my hangar waiting for someone to buy it. Let's actually take a small tour around. There's still some seats in the back, so you can still use it as a kind of a raider with some infantrymen that you can set down somewhere. Also, it has two side doors now that you can both open independently from one another. Planet side, it doesn't really benefit you much because if you go down, because while you can leave from here, you can't get back up because there's no way you can just get up here because there's no ramp and you can't jump, and so we'd have to fly in, but with artificial gravity around, it's probably not something that you're gonna do. Other side basically just has the same. And then here we still have our turret, which has its own mount now here and is much more, looks a little bit neater. The beds are here now, and some other smaller things. I think there's a weapons locker in one of these. I think this is supposed to be the weapons locker. I don't have any weapons in there, so not yet anyway. And as I also mentioned, you can now access both seats independently from another if anyone has already been used or not. So let's enter the pilot seat. And let's flip that thing on. Flight ready. Alright, let's head up. And pick a direction. Alright, so in this episode I would like to go into some of the more basic stuff concerning trading, because, well, combat is an issue that I'll probably talk about in a moment, but first let's go and buy stuff and sell it somewhere else for more money, because we like money, right? So, in order to get somewhere these days, you have to open up your map using F2, then you have to find the target that you want to go to. Like, let's go to Daymar, for instance, which is a small desert-like planet. So let's set that as a destination. Because I was already roughly heading there, we can just see it right over there, and then we can activate the quantum drive in order to get there quickly. Because I don't want to travel 21k kilometers. So k kilometers, which should be how many meters? K? A million meters? Nah, don't want to do that. All right. So where do we want to go? Arcorp mining appears to be on the sunny side right now. Bountiful harvest is not though. So let's go to Arcorp mining area. Not quite sure if they actually sell something there, but let's try it anyway. I'd rather go somewhere where we have daylight. The planets already appear to have some rudimentary version of a day-night cycle. I'm not sure if actually the planet is moving around or what's really happening there, but I have been to multiple of these stations during daylight and during nighttime, so something must happen. Don't think they just made multiple versions of that and then randomly throw one of them at you. It would kind of weird. So we wanted to head not to the emergency shelter. What was the mining area? That one, right? Okay. So, around the planets there are some small quantum drive points so that you don't have to fly all around them, but the one over there is just as far away as this one is, so actually let's just increase our speed a little and just head there manually. It'll still take a few minutes, because even if we reach max speed, which is 1113, I believe, for the Cutlass, it'll still take some time to get 300 clicks. So, alright. Good. So, let's talk some more about 3.0. As I already mentioned, the interface and interaction has changed quite drastically. For instance, you see all these screens in front of me that are kind of obstructing my view, which is something that I don't really like. But also you can technically interact with all of them by just going into interaction mode and then do stuff like let's take a look at our energy vectors concerning how much each system is getting. I can just click here and it will change depending on where I clicked. Let's get it to a sort of neutral state again. That's actually it. Yeah. Same way I can also adjust the power output of my power generator from like 100 to, I don't know, let's give it 70 or something. So that's definitely kind of nice because you can sort of in a really immersive way just change around your ship without memorizing a lot of keys on a keyboard, which was how you would have to do it in the past. However, I'm not quite sure why I have multiple versions of the same screen. Like this power distribution screen, I actually have two of them for whatever reason. And it's not really benefiting me much because it just obstructs a lot of my potential vision. We will especially notice that once we try landing, because you really don't see anything below you with all these screens in your way. So I just wanted to make some maneuver corrections so we're not wasting more time than we have to. So that's definitely nice. Also, the Mobi-Glass has expanded quite a bit. Let's take a look at that. As we can see our balance, our vital information, and some exterior atmosphere stuff, and how much oxygen we have remaining and stuff. And then we also have a lot more and different missions than before. Like, for instance, we can pick up some cargo somewhere and bring it somewhere else, which is a mission that I would advise you to try out because I think it's a good idea in general. But it's kind of bugged at the moment. I tried it like 3 times. Now the mission is gone. I tried it like 3 times, and during all attempts, there was some issue with the mission that prevented me from finishing it successfully and get my goddamn money for it. So, yeah. Then I can retrieve some then you can try to find some black boxes. There's actually different variants of that. Like here, we actually get the last known position, which is nice, because if you have to find it manually, it could take a while. And then here's someone who's under attack and needs assistance. Some missing persons that ventured somewhere. What's a little bit weird now that we're on planets, that we have the planet on the background, is we can barely read it because the planet is so bright. Or we can recover black boxes. There's even more different missions that I'm not going to go into. We'll probably try some of them out in future episodes. So that has been expanded by quite a lot. There's also much more options on the mobilast concerning various things. I just wanted to change trajectory because I think we still need to head quite a bit. Hold on a sec. We can also use the mobilast now to adjust the equipment that we're carrying and to adjust the systems installed on the ship, for instance, and for communication with stations when we need that, and other things that we'll probably figure out at some point. So I need to start decelerating now. It'll take quite a bit of time for the ship to get to you know, to a standstill. I think I actually decelerated too early. Doesn't matter. Some of the overlay could be less transparent, because sometimes you have a difficulty seeing things when there's a bright planet behind it. What also would definitely help, I mean, how the heads-up display looks is depending on your ship manufacturer, and Drake seems to like green for some reason, which works well with dark backgrounds, but doesn't really work well with bright backgrounds. So there's that. If we could change the heads-up display and it wouldn't be dependent on the ship manufacturer, that would be a decent enough start, I think. So we need to further slow down because we're almost on top of it. Okay, now we're gonna raise the landing gear, come to full standstill, and then we'll have to send a message to the station so that we want to land. It's probably bugged and won't do anything, but I'm gonna try doing it anyways. I could also do the same thing using the mobilast, but it's kind of bugged. So I'm not gonna land on one of the main landing areas because I might actually get a crime stat for doing that. Instead, I'm actually gonna be landing right there. Seems like a decent enough space. Let's actually head to auto view so I can see more things, because as I mentioned, the panels, while they're nice and while they convey some useful information, are kind of obstructing your view when you try to land, because you can't really see shit below you with it. Alright, let's go down. Further down. Alright, I think the nose needs to go a little bit down. Alright, no, stop. Okay. Now let's switch the engine off. And let's go outside. I don't think I need that light anymore. Let's open that. And now we have to find the guy who wants to trade stuff with us, which means we're gonna have to check the buildings. So let's take a look around. I do also have a ground vehicle, but for now you can't really spawn the ground vehicle within your bigger vehicle, even though it would fit in there. You would actually have to manually drive into it, and because normally your first vehicle would disappear the moment you order your second vehicle from any station, that's kind of an issue with doing that at the moment by yourself. There are ways, but I just didn't want to do it here, and also it obstructs the freight area if I want to get a full load of cargo. So let's get a little bit so that we don't have reflection going on. Alright. As you can see, we already have something in our cargo space, like almost half, but we can still buy things. Like, what do we want to buy? What actually do I have in there, by the way? Because I totally forgot what that was. I can't sell it to you, so you can't tell me what it is. Nice. Was it iodine that I have in there? I don't really know. Let's get some hydrogen, maybe? I think it was iodine, to be honest. We got some fluorine. Alright, you might be a little bit surprised now that I'm buying 2,800 of something that's supposed to cost 3, and it costs 8,757, which is not that number divided by that is not 3. Actually, the price seems to be not an integer, but you know, well, but seems to be not an integer number, but you know, a floating point number, if you will. And so, even though the hydrogen claims it costs like 0 UEC, if I actually buy it, I would actually have to pay money for it. So, estimating from that, it costs like half UEC per unit, for instance. Let's actually buy some hydrogen, why not? Right? Hydrogen. Is anyone gonna buy hydrogen? Nah, let's buy fluorine. Let's invest some money here. Not 8,000. So one of the basic things that I would like you to take away from this video is do not spend all of your money. Basically, stick to the old Eve appendage that says only spend the money that you would be able to lose and still function. Because you can use a freight in a multitude of ways, not all of which you have control over. So I'm actually gonna purchase fluorine. And I'll fill up the rest with the hydrogen. So you're not gonna buy any of that, right? Okay. Okay, so let's get going. So, about losing your stuff. You really don't want to lose your stuff, but aside from the obvious, you know, some pirate could shoot you down and you lose your ship and your freight in the process. You'll also just lose your ship and freight when you leave the instance without being landed on one of the spaceports. Even if it's not your fault, even if the instance has some issues and just breaks down, as soon as you leave the instance and you're not landed somewhere, your ship is being registered as lost, basically. So yeah, you may not want to have this happen while you're in space. So don't invest everything. Don't be that dum-dum that invests all his money, then the server crashes, and oh no, you don't have any money to invest anymore. So don't do that, please. This build right now is stabler than some of the PTU builds that I've heard of, but still it has issues, especially on crowded servers. So be ready to for the game to just randomly crash at any point in time. All right, we have a full cargo hold, so let's get away from here. And let's try to find a buyer for all our cargo. Ooh, a nice shiny cargo. I could go back to Port Olisar, but let's actually try the riskier move and go to the other one. What was the name? Levski? Because you might not have seen Levski before, so let's actually go there. Even though I might regret it, but as long as we get there, I'll be fine. So we need to clear the planet's atmosphere, basically. So I'll need to get some clicks further out before I can try to jump anywhere. But I can already set my target. Basically, Levski is much further out. Basically, we're orbiting Crusader, which is a bigger planet. a gas giant, but it's a bigger planet. And one of the furthest moons is Delamar, which has Levski as an outpost on it. If you go out even further, we can see more of a Stanton system. You can't actually reach anything of that. Like Hurston, planet Hurston, for instance, you can't really reach it. You can't set it as a target, and even if you manage to trick the quantum jump computer to get there, which there are ways to do that, you can't really physically reach it. It's not really there, as are other things that you might want to visit, like ArcCorp, for instance. So right now, Crusader up out to Delamar is basically the area that you want to be at. So where is that target? Don't see any reds anymore, so I think I'm far enough out. But where is the target? Is it that one? No. Is it on the other side of the planet? No. It's over there. Alright. We're good. We're good. Delamar is further out, so let's enjoy that ride from the outside. Alright, there's a lot of ways that you can earn money now. Like, trading is probably the most effective right now, to be honest, because combat has kind of one of its weirder days. For some reason, CIG seems to have decided to really beef up the shield systems on pretty much all ships. So even smaller light fighters, like the Gladius, for instance, are able to survive quite a bit of weapons fire before eventually breaking down. So even just taking down some small-time pirates can actually take quite a while. I'm not convinced that this quantum point is actually closer to Levski than we are right now. Well, it probably is. So let's wait until we can jump there. Like 130. No, it's not waste. It's not worth the time, because we would have to turn around and stuff. So let's set our approach to Levski. Like, I did one of the pirate interdiction missions once, which where I ended up patrolling around 4 patrol points, taking down like 7 pirates, and it took me like almost half an hour, like 25 minutes or so, because some of the fights went on forever. Because even when ships like the Gladius aren't moving, they'll be able to survive quite a bit of fire. And when they're moving and you don't really hit them all the time, then it can take a really long time. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to think of that specific change. I mean, I can understand that people just don't want to randomly die from a stray shot somewhere, and that some of the ships were too vulnerable. But I think some of the light fighters right now have way too effective shield regeneration. But of course, the Cutlass also benefits from a high shield regeneration because I have rarely seen enemies been able to even scratch the shield seriously, let alone take it down. So, yeah, it's weird at the moment. I'm not entirely sure what to think of that right now. For now, I can focus on trading and exploring, and that's fine. If you actually just have combat ships, then I don't know. You can't really make money effectively, because why am I so low over the planet? Shouldn't I be higher? I'll try to hold that thought, but I'll probably have forgotten about it in a moment. It's just we're on the dark side of the planet here, and seeing anything on the dark side is kind of not possible. So I do have to rely on my altitude meter and stuff, so that I don't just crash into the planet and die, which would be hilarious to watch, I know, but would not be so great for me having a full cargo hold. So let's not do that. So if you only have a combat ship, then I think there's no really good ways to earn money by doing so. I mean, even for the most complicated missions, you earn like 300 for like at least 15 to 20 minutes worth of doing stuff. Let's see how much money I earn by selling my stuff in the moment. It's gonna be quite a bit more. No, I still need to be further up. But we're almost there. Not within communications range yet, but we're almost there. Alright, we're in communications range now. Also not sure why the missile automatically locks potential targets, even though I don't really have anyone in my target. So I wanted to get to full stop because I don't really see shit here at the moment. Alright, so now we can go down a little. So let's get a landing request going. Alright. And the frames are going at tanking. Yeah. Right now on this build you can't really expect more than 20 frames under the best circumstances, and on stations like Port Olisar or Levski, even getting 10 is kind of the best you can expect. So yeah. What are all the landing areas used right now? Multitude of them are closed and doesn't seem to be anything in there. Let's request another one. So much for going to Levski. I know why I'm here so rarely, because it really doesn't get you anything other than crashes and bad things. Who the hell is in there and doesn't move? Someone in the constellation is deliberately preventing other people from doing their thing. And some of them don't seem to be opening at all. No, there's a landing area here, not sure why it's not opening. Oh well. I could try and land outside and walk, but I don't really want to be honest. That constellation is still there and doing nothing. I'll try it once more. If it doesn't work, then we'll have to find another place, or I'm just gonna end up the mission and write down in the comments on how much money I eventually made with that. Let's try it once more. Also possible that Levski is bugged again, which is a succinct possibility. Anyway, I don't want to deal with that crap right now. In any event, let's get back to Olisar then. I don't think I can sell everything that I want to sell, but I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? need to clear atmosphere. Come on. Okay. Then we're gonna head back to Crusader, I guess. Sielewski, I'll probably not return here. I didn't like the service. 0 out of 5 service. 3 landing pads closed, the constellation bugged on the 4th. Terrible service here. Actually, let's exit quantum travel. You can still manually exit, right? Right? Not sure if I manually exited or if that was something else. In any event, I do want to get to Port Olisar. I don't think I can sell everything that I have there because I already had stuff that I wasn't able to sell, but I can try, you know. Where is it? There. Probably Grimhex would be the better place to sell my stuff, but I don't particularly like Grimhex either, so there's also that. Oh, damn, there's a crowd here. Who damn? Or disappear like there's an open landing base. I think we might be able to get some here. Yeah. Alright, let's use Autoland. No. Alrighty, let's head back inside, back to the terminal, next to where we might have started, at least in one of the Strouts, and see how much of our stuff we can actually sell there. Alright, let's close the ramp. And let's head in. You okay? Honey, we're home. Or something. Alright. Let's talk to the guy. Hello? I want to sell some of my stuff. What of that do you actually want? Are you gonna buy the fluorine for 5? I think I bought it for like 2 or something. So that's quite the payout. And you're also gonna buy the hydrogen for like, well, a little bit more than 1, but not significantly. Still a decent enough profit margin. Alright, so we started on with 12,000, didn't even have the full cargo hold available, and now we're at 17,000 in 35 minutes. I think you'll be hard pressed to do combat-oriented missions that give you the same payout in that amount of time. But you might disagree with me. If you do, write it down in the comments. And in the next episode, we're gonna try and discover some more things. Like, I heard there's a wreck of a big ship on one of the planets that we could probably take a look at. But we'll see that next time. Have a good one.